The following movie review for Goldfinger has spoilers. Alright, week 3 of the James Bond movie marathon features the movie Goldfinger. My rating for Goldfinger is a 4 out of 5, and here's why. But first, some of the tropes and traditions of the James Bond films would really start with Goldfinger. So the movie again starts out with a prologue with a mission he was doing. From the prologue, it leads into the title credit sequence featuring the title song Goldfinger, sung by Shirley Bassey. It also features these ladies painted in gold with a lot of golden guns. Again, one thing I really like with the James Bond tradition in the franchise of films are the intro credit sequence with the title song. In Goldfinger, James Bond is assigned to investigate Auric Goldfinger to see what he does, if anything illegal, in his gold refining business. There is quite the notoriety of scenes with Goldfinger. Firstly, the death of Jill Masterson. James Bond would wake up after being knocked out to see Jill Masterson lying in bed, painted all in gold. In the movie, they mentioned that Jill Masterson died of skin asphyxiation because of being painted all in gold. And there was actually rumors that she actually died because she was painted all in gold. But that is not true. They already debunked it with interviews with the actor that portrayed Jill Masterson. In Goldfinger, we got a more in-depth look at the Q branch, especially with Q introducing, which is the most iconic car brand in the James Bond franchise, and that is the Aston Martin DB5. That Aston Martin DB5 would be tricked out with a whole bunch of defense mechanisms and offensive mechanisms like machine guns in the front, and it provided a sense of what a car could have. Something like GPS. In this movie, he used a GPS tracking device to track our Goldfinger, and on the dash he would have a map and whatnot, and something like that would be fictional in its story, but has become real now, which is really neat that fictionalized technology could become real. In this movie, they did utilize the Aston Martin DB5 a lot in car chases, in which they showcased all the different defense mechanisms the car included. Another notable thing about Goldfinger is the Bond girl. Her name is Pussy Galore. Yep, that's her name. Pussy Galore is played by Honor Blackman. Another notable scene was the interrogation by Auric Goldfinger, where James Bond was strapped to a plate of gold, and Auric Goldfinger had this laser cutting device that slowly made his way up to James Bond, to which James Bond was able to negotiate his freedom from this torture in a very unique way, I might add. The movie overall is well done. There was some overacting by some of the actors, and the story was good throughout, introducing this element of a twist within the story. Also, the majority of the movie takes place in the US, which Goldfinger is the first movie where the majority of its story takes place in the US. With Goldfinger stepping up in its story and action, it is a great blockbuster movie of its time. Among James Bond fans, Goldfinger is looked to as one of the best Sean Connery Bond films, if not the best Bond movie of all time. One more thing to note about Goldfinger is that this story does not connect to the Spectre storyline. If there was ever a movie to start watching James Bond movies, I would recommend Goldfinger to be one of the movies that you watch to get into James Bond movies. That is my review of Goldfinger. The next movie for week 4 of the James Bond weekly movie marathon is Thunderball. Subscribe to the Spell Go YouTube channel for more of my videos. Thank you guys for watching.